All right, okay. My name is Confidence Ati, and you're welcome to another exciting conversation on OGONITV. Today we have Dr. Pastor Paul Gibson. He happened to be the coordinator of the guest, the Boy
The
Child
Boy Child
Support Network. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, thank you, my brother.
Well, so for some time, I have been following you up on the social media, mostly on Facebook, and then your other program you did sometime at
Elena Boys Secondary
Boys
School.
Secondary School, and I got interested in that your program because of what you were talking about. So let's start with your NGO. What's your NGO all about? And what do you do?
Okay, our NGO, the Boy Child Support Network, is primarily on the rights and the mental well-being of the boy child. That being the case, the boy child has been neglected for so long, and we have come up to let the boy understand that he also have a right that need to be protected by law. Because all this while, the girls has been the one that have taken the center stage. The boy has been neglected. We're also here to let the boy understand that whenever he's abused, he can also speak up. Because a lot of abuse cases on the boy child is rampant. But the question is, if a young boy of 5 years come and meet you that, daddy, that sister was playing with my penis.
Okay, we'll get to all that. But why do you think? Because I know you were talking about that, but people still want to know. Why do you think it is important for parents, maybe for the society, to focus more on the boy's child?
It is important because an untrained boy child is a time bomb waiting to happen. An untrained boy child is a nuisance to the society. The focus has been on the girl child and nobody is paying attention to the boy child. The question is, after spending all the money on the girl child, who then marries the girl? The untrained boy child, the uncultured boy who has no morals, who feels that he can wake up in the morning and do anything without having any recourse to the girl child.
So what you're saying is that the same way that the society focus on how to train a girl child to be a better person in the society,
the same attention should be given to the boy child. We want equal training for the boys and the girls, because when the attention or the training is lopsided, the society suffered. Because if a boy is not given an adequate training today, it becomes a problem to the entire society at large.
So what area do you think that the boys' child should be focused on? Like the focus that you're talking about, and in what area do you think that, or are you talking about that they need to focus on?
This training we are talking about is holistic, educationally, morally. Now the question is, I used to ask this question: at what age do you start training the boy child to make his bed? Now you notice that the first point of training of every child is from the home. Most parents don't train their boy child at tender age that it is their responsibility. When they wake up, they need to tidy up their rooms. That it is also a man's job to do house chores. They feel it is the girl's responsibility. Some time ago, I told my small boy of 4 years, go and dress the bed. He told me, Daddy, it's my sister's work. I'm a boy. I'm not a girl.
So why do you think he would think so?
Because he feel it is a girl's. He has been seeing other children do that, and maybe he felt it is normal that a boy is not supposed to dress his bed, a boy is not supposed to sweep. But now we are changing the narrative that parents should pay more attention, because we have so many responsible fathers or men in the society who can make their bed, who can tidy up their rooms. Now we are training this boy child that when you wake up in the morning, dress your bed, tidy up your room, clean your toilet, put your dirty clothes in the dirty laundry bag, and also create time to wash them. Don't always depend on your sister or your parents to do that.
So it's more like the same attention given to the girl's child.
The equal attention.
When you're guided to do this, to do that, they should also do that to the
Carry
boys.
the boy child along. Because if you don't do that, when that young man grows up to become a man, he becomes a nuisance. Okay, assuming that girl you spend so much money training, she becomes married to that uncultured boy. She goes to work and she's back and she's tired. And is at home waiting for her to come and boil water.
I was about to ask you that, what are the likely dangers of untraining a child? And then also too, for those people that are just following, when you're talking about training, like in what areas? Are you talking about educational training? Are you talking about
training and moral training?
Okay, let's focus more on the moral, because back in the days, in our forefathers, they believed that the girl should stay at home, farm, do other things,
and take care of the husband.
Take care of the husband. All right, and I also understand that they train them on how to, take care of a man, like you said, how to take care of things in the kitchen. Now, but so what you're talking about now is that the boys too, they also need to be trained.
They also need to be trained how to be a better husband. A better husband to the trained girl child.
Okay. So is there the same training that
the same training, the equal training given to the girl child to be a better wife should also be given to the boy. Now, you will agree with me that the boys are not being trained how to behave themselves in the society. But the girls at tender age, they are being trained to be courteous in the society, how to greet, how to behave, how to interact with people. But the boys are not giving that attention. That is why I see a lot of young boys are misbehaving. They feel they can do anything they like and go scot-free with it.
So what are the dangers of untrained boys to the society?
The dangers of the untrained boys to the society are numerous. One, you can agree with me that we have a lot of failed marriage in the society. Now, one of the major reasons of this failed marriage, if you take a critical look at it, is from the male. The females they have their own issues. Okay. Number one, we know that they talk too much. But a trained boy child will know that the weak point in fact, every woman talks. And the untrained boy, you will see him abusing the woman because she's talking too much. But the boy that is tame, that is properly trained, he knows how to handle a woman that is talking too much. Now, that aside, the abuses in marriage is much. We have a lot of broken marriages. Now, if you look at most of these incidents, they are minor things that if the boy child is exposed to this training at tender age. I once read a story about a man divorced his wife because he noticed that the wife normally press the toothpaste from the middle, and he wants her to press it from the down. I know you have heard about that story.
No, I haven't.
It's a very funny scenario. So a trained boy child will know how to handle such situation. Now, at that point in time, it will result to violence. Real men don't hit their women.
Okay.
But an untrained boy child will feel that he has superior over the woman. He can hit her.
I have seen so many situations where a mother will see the girl, the daughter down, and they talk to her that when you get to your husband's house, you should do this, you should do that. All right. But what you're saying is that in those cases,
nobody is talking to the boy child.
So who are to be blamed?
The parents. Because they are neglecting.
What about the society that focus more on the girl's child?
The society
feel that the girl need to be protected.
Correct.
Because it's not like what somebody was. I was listening to a program some time ago on the health program where the doctors say that look, that if you're a girl, like you have infection, right?
Yes.
And you went to the hospital to treat yourself. That if your boyfriend is not treated, then that thing will still come back to you.
Very correct.
So what you're saying is that it's more like they are treated against child.
And nobody's treating the boy. So what the problem will see come back. Very correct.
So what is the way forward?
The way forward is that we are advocating that parents should pay equal attention to the boy child, just as they are giving the girl child. Pay attention to these boys. Now, in our 21st century, we understand that our parents or 21st century parents are sublet the training of the upbringing of their children to house helps and teachers. They are busy chasing money and they are not performing their primary assignment that they have been given as the first teacher or mentor of these children. Now, once that happens, there's an imbalance. The girl child is not giving proper attention. Occasionally, you see the mother will come over the weekend. Okay, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. But the boy, nobody pays attention. The father is busy chasing money. I watched a video recently about a man lamenting that the children are always sending money to his wife and not him. They should come and refund him all the monies. Now, when the woman was being interviewed, she said, yeah, he's busy chasing, he's busy running around with his concubines and he's not paying attention. When she was asked, was he paying their fee? Yes. But the problem is, when the man was sending money to this woman to pay, she was not telling the children that their father was the one sending the money. So they feel naturally that it is their mother that is taking care of them. Because their father was too busy chasing money. I forgot that he has children. Now, old age has set in. He needs the children and they are not there. What we are saying is that, parent, pay attention to your children. In as much as we are chasing money, please remember that old age will come when you can no longer chase money. And those children will be the one to look after you. Pay equal attention to them. Sit your boy child down and tell him things as a father. Because boys tend to do what they see their parents do. If you are a father and you are busy, you're always shouting at your wife, talking carelessly, you go home, you go out, you come back 2 a.m. drunk. When that boy grow up, he will become a drunk and abusive husband to that over pampered girl child.
But do you know that sometimes some of the behaviors of the parents, or maybe of the father, could also be a challenge, to the boy child? It will come in different ways. Like, let's say, for instance, if your father was a drunkard who always beats, the mother, all right, over time, the boy will begin to see the reaction from the society, what they think about the father being a woman beater. There are some of them that were like, there's some that were like, I wouldn't want to be like my father, a woman beater, the one that will get drunk, and then the society will begin to, laugh at him. While the other person was like, it's a normal thing. Like, my father was doing, let me do it.
I can also do it.
So I think this your program is very important, that to challenge the boy child, because most of our parents, they were not opportune to be trained, like what you're talking about.
Very correct.
But now, by right, not by chance, they happen to come from social family of a father that was also that is like that. I think your program is very important, because you can need to talk to them alone. Despite the fact that you have a father that's like this, all right, that think the other way around, don't do what your father did. Is that what you're trying to do?
That is the essence of the boy child support network. We are creating awareness, sensitizing these boys, talking to them on constant basis, that they don't need to behave the way their parents or the way society wants them to behave. That they can be different. That no matter the situation you find yourself, you can be outstanding and create a name for yourself. That your father might be abusive, that does not mean you must toe that line. Because, just like you said, let's take a scenario where a father is abusive and he has 2 sons. One decides to have a renewed mind and said, I will not toe the line of my father. The other one, because of the information he has gathered externally. And the other one said, okay, it's normal. My father used to beat my mother. My father used to be drunk. Let me toe the line of my father. So, the level of information received by an individual determines his decisions in life. So, we are exposing these boys to these positive changes that will better their life tomorrow, because we believe that if we give them the right set of information and culture their mind, reorient them, we will have a better society today.
All right, I understand that this your campaign has been going on for some time now, because I follow you closely on the social media, and before I invited you for this interview, I must say that I'm proud of what you're doing.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's talk about your NGO, the Boys Child Support Network.
Yes.
Now, how do you operate? Is it that you go to schools, you go to churches, you have a seminar where you talk to parents on how to train the child, or you talk to the child direct? How do you operate?
We go to schools to talk to these boys one-on-one. We also do our awareness campaign in churches.
Okay.
Yeah, we approach the church authority, explain why we need to talk to them. We talk to the children. We also talk to parents on paying attention to them. We also organize special forums where we bring these boys together. We talk to them. We interact with them. And so far, so good. we have been having some positive report from parents
Okay.
from the little we have been doing.
So far, like it costs money to do something like this, and you are just some individual, a pastor. Well, this is part of your duty as a pastor. So I'm happy that you're doing this.
It's part of our
Yeah, for you
responsibility.
guys to help us to have a better society. But so far, do you have partners like other NGO that try to support what you're doing?
For now, we don't have. Is mainly friends and well-wishers that are donating for who have seen the need for the advocacy for the boy child to move to the next level. Whenever we have one or two programs, they say, okay, use this. And almost like most of our support comes in material forms. They send in materials we need for the program. Yes.
Or so far, it has been wonderful.
It has been, God has been very faithful, and we are advocating for more persons to key into this project and support.
Okay, I understand that you also have a program that is coming up soon,
Yes,
which is also going to focus on the boy.
on the boy, yes.
On
yes.
us.
Yes, with the boy child.
With the boy child.
Yes.
So, for the purpose of my audience that are watching, I wanted to talk a bit about the program because they might be interested. They want to attend the program. They want to see how they can also better the society, journey to better the society. So, can you talk more about the program?
Okay. 17th of next month, between 17th and 20th of next month, we'll be hosting a boot camp for the boys, age range 5 to 17. And the venue is Church of God Mission, Woji Bishopric Headquarters. It's a 3 days boot camp for the boys. Now, as a father, if you love the future of your boy child, register him for this program. Because at the end of these 3 days, that boy you will normally see that you will send message, do this, will not do, will become a better person. Because few of the items that will be handled are what? Basic principles of life and etiquette. Now, what does that mean? The boy child will be trained on how to behave in the society, how to be a better man, how to be a better son to you, the father. How to overcome peer pressure and bullying is one of the items
I think we will talk more on that one because I think that's one of the major issues we're having in the society now because they want to do what their friends are doing.
What their friends are doing.
After when we talk about this, I think we will take a few minutes to talk about that. Then let's also see what you can also do to eradicate. It can be eradicated.
We'll reduce it.
We'll reduce it. To the minimum.
We're also looking at drug use among teens.
Drugs.
And we are bringing the NDLA to talk on that. We're also looking at sex education because if these boys are not taught, they will learn it from their friends, and when they learn it from their friends, they tend to implement it in the negative angle. We're also bringing professionals to teach them graphics, photographies, video editing, and coding, and we're also bringing out AI packages for beginners. Now, at the end of these 3
when
days,
you say AI, most people don't know what you mean by AI.
Artificial intelligence.
Thank you.
Now, when I'm talking about this code now, we are bringing out software developers.
Okay.
They will learn phone, game. They will, in fact, at the end of this day, a serious boy will be able to develop an application for a phone, to develop a software.
So it's a total package.
It's a total package. And we're also looking at the spiritual aspect of the boy child because we believe that a transformed child will be a better man in the society.
Well, let's take it bit by bit because I'm sure that there are people that will be interested in this.
Okay.
Now, let's take a look at the dates. Just let's talk about the date and then we'll go to the venue. Just take one a bit by bit. So the date is going
to be 17th to 20th of August 2023.
Okay.
And the venue is Church of God Mission, Woji Bishopric Headquarters. Is along the Woji Estate Road, as if you are going towards, from YKC, as if you are going towards Corvette.
And the time is?
The arrival for that event is Saturday. It's a camping event. The arrival for that event is Thursday.
Okay.
When they arrive that Thursday, we'll do opening ceremony from 4. Then they will be fed and they will sleep. Then Friday, 6:30, the event has started.
Okay, what are the requirements? Like, for instance, if I have a child that I want him to be part of this, what do I have to do for him to be part of it?
Okay, the registration for that event is 12,000 naira because of logistics and the value of items that have gone up in the market. It's a 3 days event, and they will be properly fed. They will be fed 3 times in a day,
Okay.
and not just any kind of food. Proper nourishing meal will be given to them.
Okay, you guys have any physical office where someone can go for registrations?
The registration mostly is online.
Okay.
Is online registration, but our office is located at Eliminigwe Housing Estate.
So is that if they go there now, they can also get
yes, yeah. If they call the number, we direct them to where the office is, where they can do the registration. If the ones that cannot go online to register, as long as they can call the number on the flyer, and we'll give them direction.
Okay, talking about that, I want to register online. How do they go about that? You have a website, or you have
we have our social media handle. The link for the registration is on the flyer. Okay. The link for the registration is also on our social media handle.
Okay, for the benefit of those that are watching this program, I think after now I'm going to drop the links of how you can be part of this exciting camp for your boy's child.
Yeah.
And then I'm also going to drop the number of Pastor Paul so they can call him for more information. Yeah. So let's talk about. So you were talking about the peers group.
Yeah.
The pressure and
peer pressure. How to handle peer pressure.
There is that comes within this age of 15 to 19 years.
Yeah.
Now, what would be your advice to parents that have teenagers? Because they always want to do everything. There were a lot of things that they watch on the TV.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that with the advent of social media now, everything is all over the social media. So, how do you talk to them so that they don't have to do everything they see on social media, everything they see on the TV, and everything their friends are doing? So, how do you think, or what do you think is the best way for the parents to handle their teenagers?
Okay. Number one, in this 21st century, parents need to upgrade. We need to be computer compliant to know that the way you handle that child in 1999 is not the same way you handle that child now. One of the things one of the things we are teaching these children how to be safe on the internet, and the best way to convert your passion into money. Now, what that means is that we have seen a lot of situations where these teenagers have loggerhead with their parents. They want to be musicians because they have seen their friends singing and they think they are making money. Yeah. Or they want to be skit makers because their friends are making money. And the parents want them to be doctors, want them to go to school. Now, what we are teaching that we want to create a balance where you will still do what your father wants you to do.
You can still do what you want to do.
And also do what you want to do. Now, we will teach you how to convert that passion into money that will benefit you and your family. If your father knows that this passion that my child have will bring money in 1 or 2 years from now, he will want to encourage you to do it.
Okay.
So we'll have better ways of doing it. At the training, most of these techniques will be exposed to these children. And when they return back home, the parents will know that there's a shift, a positive shift in this son of mine. And you will appreciate us for what we are doing.
The rate of drug abuse is on the high side in the society right now, mostly let's take Nigeria, and most of this are being carried by the teenagers. Children between the age of 15 to 19 years, maybe 20 years.
Even from 10 are doing drugs now.
Years, yeah. So, what do you think is the way forward? What should we do? Like someone that cares so much about the society and also about the boy child, what do you think should be done?
The drug issue is a very serious concern in our NGO. That is why we are partnering with the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency in fighting against this crime. Because if nothing is done, 5 years from now, we will have junkies everywhere. I went to a school recently for awareness campaign. I ran into some boys wrapping things at the back. When they saw me, they ran away. And I called the attention of
the school
that this thing you might not know what is going on, but something needs to be done about these children. Okay. If drug is introduced, most of them, they see their parents do this thing, so they feel it's normal. Now, the first step is we are advising the parents stop this act before your children.
Okay.
Because they tend to do what, in fact, they amplify whatever they see you do. If you're a father who sends your child, go to that place, go and buy me weed, that boy will feel that taking weed is normal. And there's nothing anybody can tell that child that will make him change, except God intervene in the life of that child. So the campaign starts from the home. Parents, stop taking harmful substance before your children.
But there are some of them that also learn things like that from schools.
True friends, yes.
From the environment where
they grow up from. Yes.
So, situation like that, what do you think should be done to touch a child?
Now we rehabilitate. We have provision for rehabilitation of these children. The willing one, if we talk to you, you want to change. Now all we need to do is, the best way of solving a problem is to eliminate the source of it.
Okay.
All we need to do is get the appropriate agency, eliminate the source of the danger. Then the environment will be a bit safe. If we have a lot of people that are selling drugs in an environment, and you have a young boy growing up in that environment, the tendency of that boy indulging in drug is high. So if we can eliminate these people doing all these petty drugs around homes, we have eliminated that part, the problem a bit. So that is why we are working with NDLA in solving this problem.
Talking about NDLA, do you also think that their awareness campaign is not enough? Do you think that they should do more, to talk about the danger of drugs? Are you also advocating for that, for them to maybe go on their live program on the radio, on the internet, maybe go to schools, go to churches, to talk about it? Because the majority of these people we are talking about, you can find them in the church
and schools.
Very correct. So do you also think that they should also intensify their campaign so that people can be aware of the dangers of hard drugs?
Very correct. I think they are not doing enough. And most times because maybe they will attribute it to maybe bureaucratic bottleneck. But currently I am aware that the NDLA is running a campaign, a war against drug abuse currently. The national commandant, that is one of their pet projects they are running. But they also need to do more, because if the man in the village has not gotten that information that drug use is not good, there is no way he will be able to desist from that or advise the people around him. So they need to do more. They need to appear more on televisions, radio, and even go to the communities and do a town hall meeting. Call everybody involved, talk to your boys.
Okay, we're about to round up, but this is something that it just came to my mind because we live in a society where there is this fear, maybe because of African culture, that children cannot talk to their parents. Do you understand? There are some times that they prefer to talk to outsiders, maybe their friends. Yeah. Now, what do you think that the parents should do so that they can create that cordial relationship between themselves and their boy child? Because if they can talk to their father, their father can also communicate with them, most of this will be solved.
Very correct.
So what do you think they should do? What approach are they going to do so that their child can be very confident, can be very, comfortable to talk to them?
I think the best thing a father can do to earn the trust of his child is to be involved in the life of that child.
How do you do that?
By creating time for the child. Don't get too busy chasing money and neglecting your home.
But you also need money to take care of him.
In as much as you are chasing money, create time. Be involved in the life of that child. Make that child trust you, that if somebody slaps that child on the road, the child can comfortably come and tell you, Daddy, I don't like the way that brother was talking to me on the road. Meaning the child is being bullied. If that child can create that confidence in you, that child can tell you anything. Virtually everything.
And with that, you can advise.
And with that, you can be involved. Even when the child wants to derail, you call the child attention. A lot of children are bigger than their parents because at the tender age, the parents were never involved in their life. I will not mention his name. A one-time deputy speaker of Rivers State once had a situation where his housemate was harassing his 4-year-old son. As busy as he is, as he was then, he has relationship with his boy. He came back from work and the son told him, Daddy, Mary was playing with my women when I came back from school. and she has been doing it. Daddy, I don't like it. If there was no relationship between the father and son, would that son do that?
No.
So parents need to create time and have intimate relationship with their children so that they can trust them more, so that whenever things are arising, they will be able to be involved in their life.
Do you also think that it's also advisable for fathers to have a one-on-one talk with their son about sex? I mean, to give them that sex education, to let them know where they can have it, and then why they should have it now and why they should not have it now. Do you also think it's important for parents to talk to their boy about sex?
It is very necessary, because if you neglect telling that boy about sex, he will learn it from outside. And when he learns it from outside, he will amplify it and do it in a negative direction. But if as a father, you train that boy. Now, sometimes you will see parents telling you that when people say, yeah, we. No. Tell that boy, this is his name. This is penis. This is vagina. Don't use any abstract name in calling this thing. Because when you call it abstract name, they go outside and discover that this is the real name. They will never trust you. They won't have confidence in talking to you. But if you sit these children down and discuss it with them, they tend to trust you. That my father says no, I should not allow somebody to play with my penis. That it is not right. If somebody is trying to do that, you come and say, Daddy, my classmate was playing with my penis today. You build that trust that way. So parents should start now and start talking about discussing sex with their children.
Talking about now, at what age? Let's, for instance, let's also talk about the girl child. Like, at what age should a father or maybe the parents start talking to their children about sex? Now I'm talking about the boy and the girl, because both of them need to be trained.
As long as that child is talking, start talking, discuss sex with him. Because pedophiles that abuse children, they don't have age limits.
Okay.
They should be able to tell you that, Daddy, as you are not around, B was playing with my penis. As long as that child has started talking, that is the best time to start discussing sex education with that child. There's no age range when it comes to sex education.
It's also important to tell them the functions of the
functions of
sex organs.
Function of the various sex organ, and the abuse and the dangers involved in wrong use of it.
Now, what do you also think are some of the major reasons why boys are afraid to talk to their father? Because I know some boys that I have this boy that stay close to my house. That he talked to me more than the father, and they said right away, like, my father will not want to listen to me. If I talk to him, he will want to be.
If a boy child is having an issue and he comes to you as a father and start telling you that, Daddy, this is what I'm facing, and the man gives him attention, you have solved that problem. Okay, imagine that young boy coming on to you now, you're a bad guy, and you give him a negative advice. Have you not ruined that boy's life? So parents should pay more attention to their children. In as much as you are chasing money, don't be too busy to be involved in the life of your children. Let them have that confidence in you that I trust my daddy, I can tell my daddy anything, and my daddy can give me the best advice.
Well, I just saw a question from someone. I'm hoping to get his name, but there's something he said that sex is not the only issue that the male child are having. I'm hoping that if he's following the program, if you can share some of those things with us, what are those other things that the male child are having? But he talks about that sex is not the only thing. Now, as someone that cares so much about the girl child,
and the boy child.
Sex is not one of them. What are the other things that are the social vices that
just like we are saying now about peer pressure. Okay. Sex is not only the problem the boy child is having. Now where the issue of sex comes is the angle of abuse to the boy child. A lot of boys have been abused and nobody has reported those cases because these boys have not been trained. You will see a lot of organization has gone to school to teach the girls that if somebody touch your breast, report to your auntie. If somebody play with your vagina, report to your auntie. But what about the boys? Nobody is telling them that if somebody spank your bum bum, it's an abuse. Or don't you think it's an abuse? Or is it only the girls that when you spank their butt is an abuse? When you spank a boy's butt, it's also an abuse. When you touch him inappropriately, it's also an abuse. That is the angle we are talking about the sex. Because we have had situation where some senior girls or housemaids have forced these boys. When they come back from school, they will promise them, I'm going to give you, I'll buy you biscuits. And they have made these boys perform oral sex with them. It's an abuse to the boy child. That is what we are saying.
Well, thank you so much, Pastor Paul. This is how much you can take on this, but I hope to have more of this with you. But before I let you go, let me hear one more thing you have to say about your upcoming program that is coming up, and then why parents should enroll their children in the program.
Okay, thank you so much, my friend and my brother. The upcoming program is very important in the life of your boy child. Register him today, and you will appreciate the outcome of the training in the life of your boy child. Train the boy today and safeguard the future of your girl child tomorrow. Just like my brother said, the program will be dropped. If all this training, your boy is exposed to all that we are going to expose him to, it will come out a better, refined boy child to you. And you will be the first beneficiary, and the society will be the second beneficiary. Just like I will keep saying, if you pay more attention to that girl child, you want her to be a good wife, a good sister in the society, and the boy is not trained, she will end up being with that what junkie in the society. So
they are going to mix together.
And they are going to mix, because there is no way your girl is going to marry herself. She will get married to a boy, and if the boy is not trained,
so the one that we abandoned,
to that abandoned child, that abandoned untrained boy child will marry that trained and well-groomed girl.
All right, okay. Let's get your social media handle. Like you have your Facebook page.
Yes.
Okay, if they want to get more information about your NGO, where should they go?
Tell us all our social handle are the same name: the Boy Child Support Network. Okay. Both Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Trend, all the same name: the Boy Child Support Network. You can separate them together, or you can add them together. Once you type the as in THE,
okay,
Boy Child as a name, Support Network. That is our social handle.
Okay. Are there things that because this is a quite interesting program, you know, when the government are talking about eradicating crime and all that, it starts from here.
It starts from here, yeah.
So let me ask you, like I told you before, things like they cost money.
Yeah.
You know, are there things that or area that you want a society, you want some NGOs, you want the government to support? You know, are there areas that right now that you guys need support? I mean, people want to support.
Like this program that is coming up, we need support. We need people to partner with us. The number will be displayed for partnership. You can call. Our email is on the flyer. You can also send us emails, send us DM. We need partners, because to send this message to the rural communities, it requires money. We need to go on air. We need to do broadcasts. We need to send messages. We need to also send our team to the villages, to meet our chiefs and have a roundtable discussion with our community leaders. It requires money. Reach out to us for support and partnership, and whatever donation you are donating to the Boy Child Support Network will be judiciously used. And like we keep saying, accountability is the key to every situation or every project. At the end of every project that we are involved in, we are going to write back to you, telling you how we spend the money. If there's any special need in your environment, you also want us to champion the cause. As long as it falls within our scope of work, we are going to come and execute it perfectly. Once more, thank you, OGONITV, for having me.
And I want to thank you too. And I'm hoping to have more of this with you, because it has been a wonderful discussion. And I'm sure that people must have learned so much from what we have discussed today. Thank you for your time, Pastor Paul.
Thank you, my brother. Confidence.
Right.